We all know that warm weather in Chicago can mean greater violence in communities. We also know that the end of school means that our children are more easily victims of that violence, and we've shown that by statistics over summer months. And that's why this year we've done for many years. We're doing all we can to protect all of our children and keep them safe. And remember, America is not a rural society anymore. It's an urban society. But still, American education system is still 2.5 months off. And that has a lot of problems for America. But we have it, and we have to deal with it. This includes new strategies by the Chicago Police Department in many of our most troubled communities. It also includes doing all we can to keep our students involved in positive activities during the summer months. It's about 2.5 months. A few weeks ago, we announced that this summer there are more than 250,000 educational, recreation, athletic opportunities for our children to be involved in the summer. There's still spots open. We encourage every parent to sign up their children and keep them involved. But despite these good efforts, we all know that our young children are most susceptible to violence during the overnight hours when the city's curfew is in effect, from 10 p.m. Sunday through Thursday and 11 p.m. Friday and Saturday for young people under the age of 17. Again, we want this to be responsibility of a parent, a guardian, or loved one. Again, that's what curfew is all about, really to protect children. And that's all this is about. It's not about arresting kids or anything like that. It's all about protecting children. This summer, like every other, the Chicago Police Department will enforce our curfew in many neighborhoods. Again, we don't want to arrest them. We want to get those kids home where they should be. Where they're out on the street, they're more likely an incident's going to take place in late hours. I want them to be aggressive in doing this so. I want again to remind every parent that it's their responsibility, the parent, loved one, or guardian, to make sure that their child is not out on the streets during the curfew hours after. I know it can be tough for them to do, but we're talking about the safety of your children. Remember that. Because we're always looking for new ways to keep our children safe. Today we're here to announce that this summer the Chicago Police Department will pilot a new curfew program in 3 police districts where young people have been more likely to be victims of the violence: the 3rd District, the 7th, and the 10th Districts. Police will continue to be aggressive in their enforcement of Chicago's curfew, but the pilot program this summer has a broader goal. It's designed to keep our young people on the right track. This is how it will work. Beginning Saturday, May 29th, and then on Friday and Saturday nights, instead of taking curfew violators to police stations to be picked up by their parents, that costs an enormous amount of money, we will take them to Park District facilities where they'll be given information that can connect them with mentors and information about positive alternatives to hanging out in the streets. The pilot program will run till the end of October. The facilities will be used are Harris Park, 3rd District, Ogden Park in the 7th, and Piotrowski Park in the 10th. The goal of this pilot program is to increase access to information that can help young people on the right path. The Park District buildings will be an easier place for young people to wait than a police station, and an easier place for us to communicate with the parents who come to pick up their own children. Common sense says that when you can connect students with mentors and families with support services and information about positive activities for young people, then those young people have a better chance of avoiding violence or even joining a gang. One child saved, it is a successful program. I just be very frank. I mean, that's how you have to look at many things. 3 officers from the police department's preventive programs and neighborhood relation division will be assigned to each Park District facility. They'll be responsible for talking with parents, making them aware of the community-based organizations that can provide support. Point is that we want to do everything we can to keep all of our children safe and get them on a good track for life. To me, this type of forward-looking thinking we need to embrace in every area of government. We need to conduct pilot programs, be creative, and even be bold in our thinking and approaches, and do a wonderful assessment of it. Last year, we announced a series of steps that broke new ground in our efforts to protect our children. Today, I'm happy to say that through stronger collaboration among city departments, sister agencies, and community groups, we have made very good progress. For example, since last fall, 204 of our Chicago Public School students, most at risk of becoming involved with violence, have been assigned mentors and are receiving social services. 50 have been given paying jobs. CPS has issued a request for proposals to cover an additional 1,200 students, which is exciting. We've begun creating cultures of calm at 45 public schools that house the greatest number of at-risk students by funding improvements of public safety, new truancy prevention efforts, new classroom curriculums that focus on social and emotional learning. Through a grant from the J.P. Morgan Chase Foundation, we are purchasing and installing 90 safety cameras near 40 high-risk high schools. Police, school superintendents, school principals, parents, and community members have been working together over the past several months to identify safe passage routes to and from the 13 most high-risk high schools. This summer, community members will be hired and trained as safe passage staff, which is really exciting. Last fall, we deployed police officers more strategically around at-risk schools, and at CTA began a Safe Student initiative that deploys 44 additional officers to high-priority schools at dismissal time in different CTA spots, strategies that are still in place today. CAVs have begun the new Eyes and Ears of the Community campaign to develop a new block clubs to work with existing block clubs to train volunteers for community patrol activities. Since last fall, 36 new block clubs have been formed in addition to 89 existing clubs, and 1,400 community volunteers have been trained. We've expanded last summer's successful Inglewood Anti-Violence Initiative to 3 more police districts. This involves local law enforcement, community meetings twice a month to strategize about issues in the district. To date, several new initiatives have resulted, including launching a new foot patrol in the 11th District, generating a list of illegal social clubs, and then targeting those locations, which is really important. In collaboration with the county, we've implemented a juvenile gun court pilot program in which we connect youth offenders and their parents with social services and offer community services and alternative traditional penalties, which is really important. If a child is caught with a gun, you just can't just put him in there and then put him on probation. That child needs help. He or she is carrying a gun. That is very significant for us. Since September, 140 young people have participated in this program. This is a very complex problem. I know that going forward there will be even more to do. Fighting youth violence is a challenge in every community across America, but it's also a Chicago challenge. I believe these steps we have laid out today won't work unless each of us, all of us in every community, take our responsibility to make all of our children safer. Thank you.